Hey friends, welcome. My name is Shayda Campbell, and around here we make art and it's fun, not scary. In today's tutorial, I'm walking you through all of the summer birth flowers, little colorful doodles that you can use for planners, calendars, greeting cards, whatever you like. The birth flower for June is a rose. So here's how I would doodle one really easily. You're going to start with a light pink and just kind of sketch a little flower, quite round, and scribble it in. It's okay to leave a little negative space, and I like to do a grouping of 2. While you wait for that to dry, take a nice warm green and just frame the flowers with some little leaves. From there, you're going to take a darker pink and scribble in some curving lines, concentrating on the bottom of the flower, but going all the way around to add shading and a look of many petals. We'll take a darker color, maybe red or brown or golden yellow, and we'll do some little dots and ovals at the center. And then a dark green to add a few lines on those leaves. And the whole thing just looks so pretty and full of petals. And there you have it, a grouping of luscious roses for the month of June. The birth flower for July is larkspur. So let me show you how to easily doodle it. You're going to take a light blue or a purple, and we're going to kind of doodle little flowers, make some X's, and you want to cluster them really tightly, just making random brush marks, and then have those marks thin out as you go upwards. This is a long, thin flower. From there, take a medium green, and we're going to put a thin line for a stem right through that flower and down. And then at the top, add some little rounded buds. At the base of the stem, we'll do long, thin leaves that come to a point. And I like to do 2 of these flowers. I've done one in light purple and one in a light blue. And then what we're going to do is take a slightly darker blue or purple and just add a bit of shading on one side of the larkspur. Maybe a few dots or even X's, just gives it a little bit more detail. And that's it. That is larkspur for the month of July. And friends, if you feel like you need a little extra help or guidance with these doodle flowers, there is a worksheet available on Patreon. It just shows you step by step how to draw each birth flower. I find that with a video and a worksheet, it's like you are really gonna be successful. So head over to patreon.com/Shayda Campbell if you're interested in weekly bonus content. The birth flower for August is a gladiola. So I'm gonna show you how to doodle it really easily. I like to start in pencil and just draw the lines for the flowers. In this case, I'm doing 2. Then grab whatever color you're going to use. Start with some little dots at the top. Those will be the buds. And then draw ovals going down the stem. Fill them in and give them a bit of a wobbly edge. Do this for all the flowers. Then grab a dark green and we're going to just draw in the stem. It should go sort of around the buds and in behind the flowers and down beneath them. And then we'll grab a dark color, like black is good actually, and just do some little curving lines on each oval shaped flower. Then add a few little lines kind of popping out of that curving line. Oh, and then I forgot the leaves. Add a few long, thin leaves at the base of the stems. The birth flower for September is asters. Here's how to easily doodle them. So you're gonna start with a yellow or orange, and just do a couple little circles. That'll represent the center of each flower. Then we take a light purple and we're going to draw lines fanning out like the spokes on a wheel. You want some of them sparse and some of them really tightly packed together. Once you've done that, you can add a few more flowers that are kind of angled by keeping the bottom petals just a rounded line, a curved line. Grab a medium green and do some curvy Q lines to join all of them. And I like to do a shaggy leaf, so a leaf that's made up of a whole bunch of little lines. To finish the asters, take a dark purple and do a couple little thin lines on the petals. And that's it. That's the September birth flower. Okay guys, I'm loving how this is turning out. I've got the 4 summer birth flowers, June through September. My composition got a little weird. I didn't overly plan it before I started filming this video. So I want to fill in and just make the whole journal page look really cute because I've already got this cute little title over here. So what I'm going to do is just add some buttercups, since buttercups are just everywhere during the summer. And I am just doing them by doodling the quintessential flower, like 5 petals, kind of that flower doodle that you always draw as a little kid. There we go. You can be quite like loose with it, just whatever. And then I want to take a darker yellow and do a few little lines at the center like that. Kind of like we did for the asters, where you're just drawing all these little lines. You can have them quite sparse or like tightly packed, and they just give the flowers a nice depth, a little bit of color. And then we will take our black, and I like to use the bullet end so I can be quite precise. And we're just going to do a cluster of dots. So simple. I love doing doodles like this because you're just doing these really basic, simple shapes, and it all comes together to make something really pretty. I remember last summer I put out a video called Scribble Flowers. It was like, if you can scribble dots, you can draw this flower. If you could scribble hearts, you can draw this flower. Just showing how simple some of these forms really are. And I think that's it for me. I think that's fixed up our composition pretty nicely. And you can always add some more leaves in as well. That's another great way to add to your composition. But for me, I am all done. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll doodle the summer birth flowers along with me.